Let's talk about the worst scene in Lord of the Rings Rings of Power that made me want to stop watching the whole show. That was the final straw. I tried to give it I tried to give it a chance and I watched 4 episodes, but once I saw this scene, that this was it for me. I couldn't watch it any longer. And I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings. I saw the movies multiple times. I loved it. I read the books. And I was waiting for the Rings of Power, and I gave it a fair shot. I know there's a lot of people who said it was gonna suck, but it finally came out, and I sat down with my food right in front of the TV, and I started watching the show. But you know what? It was not that good. But I still kept on watching. But once I got to this one action scene, once I saw it, I said, no way am I gonna watch any more of this crap. Because it was so bad, it was embarrassing. It was the worst action scene I've seen in my life. And I'm not even kidding you. And I'm about to show you what it is. And we're gonna watch it together. And you're gonna see frame by frame what I'm talking about. It makes zero sense. It is the worst. So here we go. So this is when Galadriel is in prison, episode 4. She's in prison. Here we go. And then the king decides to um pretty much ship her back to the elves or something. So they come down to the jail and they're trying to like grab her, put her in shackles right here. So the guards come down. Here's the king. Here's this guy. Anyways, they come down here in the prison, the jail. They unlock the jail door. Keep watching. Here we go. They open the door. This guy steps aside. This guy right here says step forward or something. And then she comes outside. So let's see how many guards are there before we begin. So there's one guard, two guard, three, four, and there's this guy, and he has a sword. Keep watching. This guy goes over there. Here we go. He says step forward, I think. I can't have the sound on. It's going to be copyrighted. And she looks at this guy, the king, and then she kind of, I guess, gets the hint, and she's like, okay, I'm about to break out or whatever. So let's see what she does. She thinks to herself, she looks down where she has to put the chains on. He's about to put the handcuffs on her, those older ones or whatever. And he goes for her hand. Watch very closely. He goes for her hand. She somehow magically grabs his hands, and this is frame by frame, and she ties his hands with the chain. As you can see, his hands are now tied. God knows how. And she pushes him, somehow pushes or drags him yanks him with the chain to go inside of the prison. And watch this guy. Watch this other guy. Look what he's doing. Why in the world is the other guy pushing his own bodyguard into the cell? Watch this. Why in the world is he pushing him into the and then so he helped push this guy, and it's not even a strong push. Like, you can't really do it that hard. And why is he doing this, first of all? So she kind of yanked him in there, and as he's going in, this other guard just, for whatever reason, walks into the jail with him. Oh, and there's also another guy who's already in jail. So when she pushed him, he pushed this guy, and this guy just decided to walk in because why not? Let's have a party inside the jail. And then this guy, I guess what? So he pushes him, and then she turns around. So as they're going in there by themselves, God knows why, she turns around. She's not even looking at them anymore. They could just stop and turn around and like grab her. So this guy tries to grab her arm. He misses. She grabs his arm instead. Watch this. She grabs his hand, arm, and then just kind of like yanks him in there as well. And of course, they cut to the other scenes, so they don't show us how magically this all happened. I know it's Galadriel, she's powerful, but like, come on. Like, I understand when we're watching movies, especially like, magical stuff, we're supposed to suspend some of like, suspend some belief and understand there's magic involved, all that stuff. But it still has to be rooted in some laws of nature, laws of physics. Like, it has to be believable to a certain degree. If it's this bad and this comical, I'm not gonna watch it. It's just terrible. It's the worst. I'm not gonna. My mind can't accept this like fakeness. It's gonna be believable at least somewhat. So, anyways, they cut to this scene, and he's saying, "I wouldn't do if I were you," saying something to that effect. He's standing with a sword. He can still stop her. He can, he's got a sword. She's got nothing. And then we cut back to the scene, and she's just throwing the last guy in there. But here's one other thing I want to show you. But the door is swung in. So watch this. So the door is swung inside. They can literally right now just kind of like they can hold the door so she can't close it, but they just stand there for whatever reason. Blah blah blah. Keep going, keep going, keep going, and then she just like locks the door or something here. I don't know what she does at this point. Uh, she locks it or something. I have no idea. But the door's already closed. How did she close it? When did she close it? How did it happen? And then these guys are like, oh darn, she got us. She got away. Like, how unbelievable is this? Like, what does this mean for like 6-year-olds? Like, come on, you gotta make it for like the more adult crowd that watched Lord of the Rings. Like, you can't make it for like 6-year-olds who like don't even understand how the laws of physics and everything else works. Like, it's just comical. And then she smugly, look how smug she is about her. She's so proud of herself. She's so happy about herself. Yep, I just did that. Yep, are you wanna challenge me? And this guy's like, oh no, I have a sword. She's got nothing, but I'm gonna also back off. Come on. Come on, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Amazon. You failed us. And after I saw this scene, after I saw how bad it is, how unbelievable it is, I couldn't keep watching this show. This is, they people ask like, what ruined the show for you? Why did you stop? Which point of the show was too much for you? This was it. I was excited for the show. I was waiting for the show. I was excited when it was announced. I wanted to see it like everybody else. I sat down with my food. I had Taco Bell in my hands. I had soda. I was like 12 inches from the TV. I was at the chair. I was just, enjoying myself, trying to watch it. And, the first couple of episodes are like, all right, it's not too good, whatever. But, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to see what happens. You got to be, give it a fair shot. And what I realized was it was just unbearable. It was too unrealistic. There was many other scenes, especially in the first episode, where she like jumps up and kills the troll or whatever, and it also kind of like fake, like kind of like unrealistic. There has to be some realism. You have to convince me that it's possible that this happened. I know there's gonna be people who are, oh well, it's magic and this and superpowers and she's super strong. Okay, I understand that. But if she has all these superpowers, why even do anything? She can just win. She can defeat anybody. There has to be things where she can't do or it's hard for her. She has limited power, limited, amount of things, strength. But this scene sealed the deal for me. I'm not going back to watching this show. It's over. Some other studio has to buy the rights for Lord of the Rings and like make something else for me, do something else. I'm not coming back to this. If I keep watching this, it's only gonna ruin it's gonna ruin the movies for me. Because if I watch the movies now, I'm gonna think back to this and be like, oh, this is how it was in the beginning. Like, no. Peter Jackson did a very good job. And you know what? I love The Hobbit, but this was pure trash. And what would I give it as a rating for how realistic this scene is? It's a 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. I've never seen anything worse. Not in action movies, nothing. And this is how we're going to end it. I'll see you next time.